Good morning, commuters. Wow, I started this podcast and then I got a phone call, so I don't know how that works. I'm not going to stitch them together. So anyway, we're going to start over. Hi, I'm Matt Malone, and this is the Malone's Commute podcast. We got the dash cam going again, just because you guys are sim racers. You want to see that dash cam, that cockpit view. Ford Escape, 83,333.3 miles. Wow, it just changed it over. Threes are wild today. So happy Friday, happy payday. And it's gonna be another furnace day, another hot one. So stay hydrated out there. I know the last podcast got cut off a little bit. I was just saying about, hey, don't be down in a bunch of ice cold water when you're really hot. It's better to drink, room temperature water. You can drink more of it. Anyway, so I have a topic for today. There's this guy, my coworker is retiring. Today is his final day, and it got me thinking, what the heck would I would do if I retired? Or what would I would do if money was like no object? And I think I've talked about this on the podcast before. On the live stream before. What would I do if I didn't have to work and I had a bunch of money? I would buy a building somewhere, like a storefront somewhere, right? And I would make like a simulated, like a racing facility. So there'd be like 10, 12, 15, 30 different like simulators in this building. It'd be like a place the public could come and do some racing. I would have league events. I would try to host like esports events. I would have like a store where people could like buy like Fanatic gear or Thrustmaster stuff or Logitech stuff. I would have like a whole storefront where people could buy sim racing equipment. But the good thing is that they'd be able to try it out first on the simulators, right? All the simulators would have different equipment on it. Maybe you would have like an all Logitech simulator. You'd have like an all Fanatic simulator. You'd have like a full-on VRS simulator. And you would just have all of these cockpits that'd be running iRacing or running any simulator, right? You could just load up any simulator with top-of-the-line like computers, and then you'd have like big projector screens so you could see what was going on. We're running a little late today, so I got to get on it here. I would have like people like Actual Vision to come and do some commentating. I would have like areas in the back where it'd be like a mini hotel. Maybe there'd be like 10 rooms, facility where you could stay the night, for big events, or maybe just like have the building next to a hotel or something. I guess that. But if money was no object, obviously it'd be like this massive. I'm trying to think sort of reasonable. I mean, if money was truly not an object, I would build it like a casino where there's a hotel, and then the bottom floor, the lobby, is just like full-on simulators. But think a little bit more reasonable. Like I know it could be like a business, but I don't really know how it would be profitable, because you can't run it like a Dave & Buster's. If you run it like a Dave & Buster's, which is like an arcade, I just don't think that would really work as far as profitability, because there's so much overhead with all the simulator gear and stuff. But I would have different rigs, like 4-play rigs, sim lab rigs. I would just have like everything imaginable so people could come try it out. And then you could have like a whole area dedicated like just to esports or something, or I don't know how it would work, but you'd have, big screens, and then everyone would be able to stream. Like I would have my rig set up for streaming, and my particular rig that I would have custom made for me, obviously, that because you can't be like switching rigs all the time. But so I'd be live streaming from there and doing vlogs, and it'd just be like a massive like streamer house / sim racing streamer house, and just completely be immersed in it all. It'd be so much fun, and like fly people in, like people could come and try out different rigs and have tournaments, and I just picture it in my mind. It's like so good, like different stages, like a viewing area, like a mini like stadium seating. You could have like a restaurant that was connected to it, so if people were just hanging out, you could have like waitresses come by and get you drinks and get you food, and have like, just amazing stuff. You could even put in like a little Dunkin' Donuts on the side or something. People get some coffee. I'm trying to think of how to make it profitable. I mean, if you like a Walmart, we're doing a double pass. Yeah, boy, get some. Oh boy, I gotta get going. I gotta pick up my one of my coworkers from the Toyota dealer. Anyway, so I just like, if money was no object and it didn't have to be profitable, it'd just be so much fun to kind of just run it. I kind of picture like the Sim Expo and stuff like that, where it's just a big ass building full of simulators, but the difference is it would be nice and not temporary. This stuff would be permanent, be an actual store that you could go to, try different stuff out, like really good equipment, nothing half-ass, just solid equipment and actual like good tournaments and races, and there'd be like a schedule of events and prizes, and like there'd be a big podium section where you win a big race and you get guys up on the podium, and you'd have a broadcaster there, like a commentator guy there, and he would do interviews, and you'd get like a cameraman that would be live streaming the whole event, and just different camera angles, and do it like a TV broadcast where you're switching camera views and going from the in-game camera view to some of the drivers to outside, and it would just be, I just picture it, and it's just be like absolute heaven. And you get like some companies on board, but maybe you get some companies just to like sponsor some of the equipment or something, but really you want a mix of all different companies represented, and maybe you get some big names to show up doing esports events, and maybe like 6 times a year you'd have like some massive esports events with some huge payouts, and it would be like the place to go for that kind of thing. And a lot of it could be, you could do an esports event where some of the drivers are there and some of the drivers are online, because I know a lot of sim racers are not, they live across the pond and stuff, so it'd be hard for them to travel, but obviously it's tough to get everyone in one area. And it'd be cool because I would just kind of like work there, so that would be like my office. I would have my own office, I would have my own streaming rig, there'd be like a kitchen there so I could eat food there. I would probably never want to leave. Samantha would not like this. But maybe I work like 3 days a week or something at the office, and I would have people under me as far as management and IT guys, and it sounds super expensive, and it would be, and I don't think it'd be profitable, because I don't know how you would, what do you charge people at the door, like a cover charge just to come in and be like, well, it's $20 an hour to race any of the simulators. If you're just going to spectate, then it's $10, or $20 for the whole day or something, or who knows. You come in, and I guess the restaurant part would probably be the most profitable if you owned a restaurant inside of it, and had a pretty good menu, some higher end stuff, or just some like simple stuff like nachos and pizza, but also like it'd be on the higher end, and get your liquor license and get some people to have some drinks. And I just picture it as like the ultimate facility that I would love to hang out in, but then I'd be like in charge of it, so I could make all the decisions on what to do, or bring smart people in to decide, help me out with certain decisions. And the IT department would have to be pretty robust. You'd have to get like a team of like 3 or 4 people to, be putting rigs together, to be fixing rigs, equipment, make sure it's all working, and the internet, and all the computers that would have to be involved, and all the monitors, and be able to live stream everything. And I think it would be epic. And then like the PA system and all the cameras, and you'd have to hire some camera crews for the big events. And dude, can you imagine though? That'd be so much fun. And then you could even have a little area, maybe just a couple of flight simulators or something, or any type of other simulators. You get some VR going, some motion rigs. Oh my gosh, the possibilities are absolutely endless. So it'd be awesome. Let's hit this apex. Oh my God, I think I went up on 3 wheels. It's Friday, we're cooking, boys. Oh my God, this car's not gonna last me long if I keep driving like that. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Like, if money was no object and you could have like a sim racing facility, what cool things would you have in it? And what are the kind of cool events you could host? Or, maybe you have iRacing there one day. You could have like guys from Project Cars be there one day, treat it like a trade show kind of thing, be like, hey, Project Cars is going to be here on whatever, this date for this weekend or something. Come on by and try Project Cars, or, meet the developers, have a Q&A. Yeah, you could have like Q&A. You could bring people in. You could bring like esports drivers in, or even like real world drivers in. There'd be a whole area where, kind of like, I'm thinking of like how a press conference is filmed and stuff, where there's a big table and you do a big Q&A, kind of like a E3 kind of thing. It would just be a facility dedicated towards sim racing. So let me know what you think about that, and give me some ideas, because I guess you could scale it, right? You can start out really small with a small building, cheap rent, and get some simulators in there, and start off small and see somehow if it was any at all profitable. And then you could just scale it from there, I guess. I'm not a businessman or anything, but I wonder how you could get it to be profitable. I think the restaurant part of it would have to be involved at some point to try to bring some money in, because you got to provide food for people if you want them staying there, and you want them to buy stuff or whatever. You got to keep them there, so you could have a restaurant. But I'm not going fast at all, trust me. Don't look at the speedometer. I got 2 hands on the wheel. But yeah, let me know. I'm gonna probably cut this short. It's Friday. Oh, I did some streaming last night. It was a lot of fun. Those will be up on the YouTube throughout the weekend and stuff like that. So be looking out for actual racing videos on my YouTube channel. Had some good races, so definitely check that out. And yeah, it's gonna be a wet and wild weekend. We're supposed to get some rain. And yeah, so I think I'll cut it there. Oh, let's go through the S's here. Let's try not to tip this thing over. These are pretty hardcore S's here. 15 miles an hour. How about 50? Woo! You probably don't get the sense of speed. This thing's gonna tip over. Oh my God, I got some, there's some road tires action there. You got some squealing going. All right, I'll get you going in the morning. Have a good day, guys. Love you. We'll see you next time.